While plants are obviously aware of mechanical stimulation, while a plant clearly knows when it's being touched, while it's clearly responding to the wind or to being shook, does this imply that plants can also feel pain? Does the branch hurt when it's being cut? Does our grass scream when we're mowing the lawn? I'm asked this question quite often when teaching this class or when giving popular talks, and I think the answer is a resounding no, and I'll explain why. Of course, first of all, this is somewhat philosophical, and I think we can continue this debate on the forum, but let me go through my thinking why I'm convinced that plants do not feel pain. First, at the biological level, we know that pain is only one of the senses that is felt through mechanoreception. As I taught at the beginning of this lecture, there are various receptors for tactile sensitivity. One of them, the nociceptor, is the receptor for pain. Now, not all of our tissues in our body contain nociceptors. For example, the brain does not contain nociceptors, such that during brain surgery, the surgeon can cut into brain tissue, obviously causing tissue damage, without any sensation of pain by the patient. So tissue damage and pain do not have to go hand in hand. So the fact that we cut our grass, that's obviously tissue damage, does not mean that there has to be pain felt by the plant. Along this line, nociceptors have not been identified in plants. While Arabidopsis and other plant genes have genes that are similar to certain types of mechanoreceptors, we haven't found things that are clearly nociceptors in plants. Second of all, pain and suffering is very subjective. We know that among ourselves, and if you compare yourselves to members of your family or to your friends, what's pleasurable to one person can be unpleasurable to another. What hurts one person is not so painful to another. Pain is something that is very, very subjective. And we know that the definition of pain, the definition of suffering, also necessitates some type of emotional status. Suffering comes with a negative emotional status together with the mechanical stimulation. Now, plants, while they can respond to mechanical stimulation, obviously do not have a brain. They don't have a frontal cortex, and it's our frontal cortex which defines, which mediates emotional status. So in lieu of nociceptors, in lieu of a frontal cortex that can do complex thinking of emotional statuses, that can process suffering, I think it's pretty safe to say that while plants feel mechanical stimulation, they don't feel pain, they don't suffer. All the vegetarians out there can continue eating away and chomping away at the broccoli, and you don't have to feel guilty about it.